And alrighty, foggy dokes, we are back live once again, and we are going back to the long dark tales from the Far Territory edition. So, hey there, ho there, duders and dudettes, welcome back, and a fine welcome to you if you are new to the broadcast. We are happy to have you along for the ride. The way that ride currently sees us is starting out a new Stalker run. I will explain what's going on momentarily, but yeah, we're going to start in a different location than normally. Usually we start off in Desolation Point, but I kind of want to switch things up a little bit, so we're going to go Mystery Lake. So with that out of the way, let us pick our feet, and we'll get into it. Unfortunately, we are on the PlayStation 4 again, and that would be the reason for my absence over the past couple of days. Yeah, we want to go with this one. Free Runner and Snowwalker, as we usually tend to do. We'll go with Scurvy, sure, why not? And yeah, I ain't gonna get crazy with the cheese whiz on the name. We'll just dive on into it. Anywho, yeah, the stick drift got incredibly more intense on the PlayStation 5 controller, thus making it impossible to play anything. I was trying to test it out, but we are definitely going to need to get an eyeglass repair kit. That way we can pop the screws off the controller, get knuckle deep into the left analog stick, and hopefully clean it out. Watch a couple of tutorials. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too intensive to do, but I figure with the possibility of me screwing things up, which quite often the case. There we go, our Wanderer. Quite often the case, I figure we'll play a little bit on the PlayStation 4, just in case I completely destroy the controller and we don't have access to the PS5 for a while. In other news, my phone finally shit a bed. I had it on the charger for pretty much a day, and the battery stayed at 0%. So, not having access to that, I wasn't going to have access to the YouTube to keep up with comments. So that also kept me off from streaming. But Slammy actually went and splurged some of his fundage and got himself a nice Samsung Galaxy tablet. Oh, we have a bear right off the rip. We are not going that way. So, now, YouTube's looking pretty fucking sweet. Nice HD performance. The screen is 11 inches as in comparison to the 7.5 inches my phone was. So that's a whole new world. And the only drawback is I can no longer make shorts. For some stupid reason, this tablet does not allow me the functionality to do that. So those are going to be missing. Indefinitely, I would assume. But it is what it is. Ironically, I was going to break down and get a camera for the PS5. I'm kind of glad I didn't. Now that I have no idea what exactly we're going to be back on the PS5 again. But I was thinking, in my lovely knowledge of things, initially I got a Amazon Fire fucking tablet or whatever. Unfortunately, that does not utilize the same apps that I usually use, so I had to return that. But in doing so, I got the idea that maybe I should just buy a controller from Target and do an okey doke. put the one that came with the console in it and just, oh, this doesn't work. I want my money back. But I don't feel right doing that kind of thing, so probably won't. But we got some comments from Grumblers. How you doing? Unfortunately, I don't know why your comments didn't show up on the screen. So let me tweak my tablet so I can actually read it. You will always remember this as the day that you almost. My favorite quote from that movie is, "Damn to the bloody depths, the man who invented the word parlay." But you can help me out. How's the audio? Because I know one of the things that was an issue when I streamed on the PS4, the audio was always kind of lacking. Ironically, same headset, worked perfectly fine with the PS5. But I know, like, on the PS4 streams, I'd constantly get, not complaints, but just mentions that the audio was quite low. Alright, so we get a flare shell. Now we just need the gun to use it. This is another reason why I want to start off a Mystery Lake, just because I'm not too familiar with the spawn spots for items. And I wanted to have a little bit of a challenge. No, likely going to be a challenge. I haven't played this in a while. Getting used to things. But I'm also hoping that we're not going to have any or as many crash issues as we did with the PS5 version. That was very off-putting, which is why we haven't played this in a while. But now that we're back on the PS4, I figured I'd give it a go. I always seem to have better luck. When it came to crashing. Don't get me wrong, this game still crashes on the PS4. I just don't think it happens as often, but I don't believe I have gone to the DLC regions since any of the updates. So I'm hoping once we make it there, things will be alright. That was the whole reason I gave up on the game for as long as I have. Once we were playing on the PS5 and we were out in like the far territory, it seemed like every half an hour to 45 minutes the game would just go, nope, start over. And we were doing the newest territory that they added, which I guess 100 Pass, I believe it's called. When they introduced that, and I think the game crashed probably a total of like 20 times throughout the entirety of our attempt to beat the final tail from the far territory. And that was enough. Like, I just didn't have the heart to keep going with it. We trudged through it as best we could the first time, and I foresaw there was going to be a lot more crashing and a lot more frustration, and I said, I just don't want to put myself through that. But it is what it is. I hear static like it costs. Yes, that is an issue. It was somewhat present on the PS5 streams, not as pronounced. So let me see if I can tweak the audio a little bit. It's like a happy medium. Broadcast settings, maybe. Let me see. Advanced settings. Audio sharing settings. Nope. Oh, I might have to go to my actual settings. Bear with us. Technical difficulties. As long as it doesn't drop the broadcast while I'm doing this. That's all I care about right now. Alright. How's the hum now? Actually, maybe I should go a little bit lower. There we go. But yeah, I spent a lot of time tweaking this. Trying to get it right back when I was playing on the PS4. That's why I was so happy to be on the 5. Didn't have to deal with this kind of crap all that often. Alright. Well, hopefully it's better. It's like either there's hum and you can hear me good, or there's barely any hum and you could barely hear my voice. Which again is why, like, once I got the PS5, I tend to just stick with that instead of bouncing back and forth. Because there are some games that play better on the 4. Not to mention, I like the overlay, I guess would be the term, when going through the PlayStation Plus collection on the PS4. It's a lot easier to navigate. Find games and whatnot. Whereas on the 5, it's just fucking a hodgepodge. Everything's just thrown together. Which is one of my complaints when it comes to... Oh, we got walls and we don't have any weapons. Fuck you, fuck you. Run away. But like on the 4, they like categorize stuff, separate it, whereas on the 5, everything's just thrown into one little collection. Which I would suggest, well, that Sony's never gonna hear this, but my suggestion would be set it up so that like the premium games are separated from the extra tier. But I also understand why they have it set up that way, to kind of nudge you into upgrading to the premium tier. Because as you're scrolling through, oh, this game, oh, I'd like to play this. Oh, well, it's on the premium tier. Oh, well, yep, okay. Well, if you really want to play it, you'll upgrade. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think I've gotten premium tier like once or twice. Because there's a game, Intelligent Cube, that I never owned outright on the PS1, but when I first got it, the demo disc had it on there, and I actually liked that game. And I just completely forgot about it. So when I was scrolling through the catalog, it was like 2 or 3 months ago, I saw it on there. I was like, you know what? I really want to fucking play this game. So I splurged and got premium. And I was thinking about it this month because there's a game on there for fans of like old Resident Evil and Silent Hill. A game called Siren. Yeah, run the fuck away, because it beats me running away. But yeah, Siren. If you've never played it, and you're not familiar, I think it uses tank controls, I would imagine so. I would advise try to play it, but definitely go on YouTube and watch some videos about it, because the game's fucking just absolutely sick. One of the most difficult in that genre. Which was part of the reason why I didn't push myself into getting premium to start playing it, because I know like years have gone by. I beat it originally when it came out, but I know I would absolutely fucking struggle with it nowadays. But it was when we were playing the Evil Within 2, I was like, you know, I'd like to do that for content on the streams, but then Halloween passed and I was like, yeah, maybe it's not going to be viable at this point. But if that's your jam and you like those kind of games, I highly recommend it if you've never played it. It is absolutely challenging. And the way that it's set up, the story can be a little bit confusing because it's not chronological. until you get to a certain point, then you can like replay it in the intended order. But I think there's like 8 different characters whose stories all kind of like interject at certain points. But what I liked about it most was, at the time, like, most games usually had like happy endings, or at least satisfactory endings. This game is just bleak as fuck. So it was kind of original in that aspect. Whereas nowadays, not so much. There's plenty of games that have done similar, or worse. Ooh, we have a memento cache. That is likely the one that's in the cave on the hill by the lake. Ah, fuck you. We are not prepared for wildlife. Which is why I came here first. We need to get... Well, I mean, I have clothing. I should probably throw it on. But we're almost inside anyway, so that's fine. But I assume we're going to get a hunting rifle inside the dam. And thankfully, we have plenty of daylight to go searching. So we have one stick flare, but that's not going to last us all that long. So, those unfamiliar with this game, as the daylight goes, your visibility inside of places also diminishes. The first time I played this game, I was flipping the fuck out about it. I'm like, why is it all dark inside? I'm trying to fucking fumble around like a blind man. I was like, I hope the game ain't like this all the fucking time. But thankfully, it's not the case. But as you learn the mechanics, you start to realize how stupid you are. You have access to torches, flares, lanterns, matches, but matches give you like 2 seconds of fucking visibility. Not viable. Not viable. Speaking of, since we're here and we're indoors, let's get some clothing on. I can remember the controls. There you go, there you go. We can shred those. These are good for the time being. I'm not shredding them yet because it takes time to dismantle things and we have very little daylight available to us. But yep, see, as I was just explaining, being able to see is going to be a predicament here. But oftentimes there's a lantern relatively close by. There's one definitely down in the stairwell to the left of us, so I'm going to run down and grab that real quick. This flare is not going to last long. It better be that. Hey, hey. Alright, this wasn't the one I was thinking of, but this is definitely going to work out for us. Too bad I just wasted this flare, though. Now, if I was familiar, with this game, and been playing it lately, I probably would have just stumbled around to go down there and get that, and save the flare. But that's going to take some playing and getting used to it again before I can start pulling that kind of stuff off. We do not have a pry bar, so that's not going to open. Some things I recall. A lot of things tend to get lost in the shuffle. We will come back to that. There may be some good items in that safe. And if I always find this weird. Some of these you can open up, like when you're in the prepper bunkers. Oftentimes you'll come across these. Sometimes they'll have like a revolver or some bullets and stuff inside of them. But the ones in here you can't open up. So we're gonna find that kind of artifact. these boxes, some of them may have items inside of them, often not the case. But I've never actually spent time going through all the crates and stuff inside here to see what might have items. Hey, we got some gloves. If we can just find a hat, I'll be in good condition. Oh, don't need a book. Strategy-wise, you're going to want to get gloves and a hat early on, because if you have either of those exposed, you will contract frostbite if your temperature gauge goes down. And you don't want to get frostbite in this game because you cannot fix that. That becomes a permanent affliction. And when that happens on the... Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's going to be a new thing. That's the tablet. But, yeah, bottom left corner, there's that little life bar with the heart gauge next to it. Yeah, after you get frostbite, you get a little piece of red on there, and the more frostbite you get, the larger that red gets. And again, that becomes a permanent affliction, which will hinder your survivability in this game. You don't want that, is basically what I'm trying to say. Drill bits? Fuck yes, alright.